What is up, y'all? This is Mo, and today we're going to be taking a look at a ready-to-fly kit from Hisingy. This is the Sunray. The other one was the Stargazer. This is the newer one. This is the Sunray. It's red, okay, and it's a really cool kit. It's a really cool toy. I think mainly geared toward the younger audience, but anyone can fly. You don't have to be young to enjoy FPV. I'm going to do a couple of different things today. I'm going to go over the app and a couple of bits of information about this quad, and you know, it's kind of gamified. It's got achievements, and it makes flying a little more interactive, which is cool. We're going to go over some test flights with just me. I'm going to fly the quad around, show you what it can do and what it cannot do. I'm going to have my girlfriend race me, which is going to be an FPV race. Me versus my girlfriend using this, and I'm going to use one of those other whoops, you know, a freestyle whoop, and see who wins. Now, there's going to be some gimmicks there to keep the level playing field, but that should be fun to see. And then finally, we're going to do a giveaway of this entire kit. So goggles, controller, remote, quad, a couple batteries. It's a really awesome kit, and I want to give it to someone who's going to make use of it, who's going to enjoy it. So definitely stick around for that if you're interested. More information on that later. But let's hop into it. We're not going to do the B-roll because it's a pretty standard product, but let's hop right into it. The first thing I want to show y'all is the app that Hisingy made to go along with this ready-to-fly kit. I think it's one of the cooler things about it. Super awesome for younger kids especially. We're going to take a look at that here. I have it on my phone, but I'll pop up a screen recording of this. So let's take a look here. All right, we're going to click on that. It's going to pop up. A little bit of a welcome screen or an ad or something. We're going to skip that in a second. And here's the home page. We have the discovery page. You see on the bottom we have a couple different options. Device being the next one, and we'll get into this in a second. We also have the shop. Look at that. Wow, you can see what other things we can buy. We also have account. Account will show us, you know, a couple different stats, achievements. You can customize it. It's pretty cool. But back to the device tab. Up top, you see on the top left, there's a quick guide. That's going to show you how to do certain things. It has the QR codes to link to videos. Also a little quick start guide within the app, which is really cool if you forget how to do things or you're trying to learn for the first time. But we're going to click on mini drone configuration, and you need to have your drone powered on, and then it will become available. I named mine Mo's Sunray, so we're going to click on that. It's going to connect for a second. And here's the first page. The first set of options that we have in Flight Data Sync is to change the channel that we're on. So if you're flying with other people or other quads, you guys can be on different channels. That's good. The tuning tab. This is where you can adjust the different points, like an old school video game of your quad. You can allocate different points, and you can earn points as well. So, you know, let's take one from horizontal speed, because I have a lot, and we'll put it in acceleration. And, you know, you can save that, and as you fly more, you earn more of these points. You know, it keeps more of an incentive. This is how you unlock more points. You can buy that with the currency that you get by doing achievements and flying as well. And there's also additional options, such as traction control. You can spend those points to unlock certain things like traction. So let's do that. I have the coinage to do that, so we'll go ahead and unlock that. All right, we unlocked that, and you know, look, we can say stronger or weaker. I think that's how tight the quad is going to take corners, less drift. So, you know, another example of things you can do with it, things you can unlock with it. We can change the name of our quad. I got Mo's Sunray in there. Change the LED color on the back, which is cool. This is the trim, so if your quad is hovering a certain way when you get it, you can adjust that. And we also have sport mode, and sport mode, we'll get into that later. It basically makes it a little bit faster, a little more like an FPV quad in certain ways. Don't really recommend it for a beginner especially. It kind of gets out of sorts, but I'll show you more on that later. Collision protection, you could cycle between strong and weak. Weak is if we hit something, it's not going to automatically disarm. I recommend keeping that on strong if you're a beginner, because you're going to be bouncing around off stuff and you want it to fall out of the sky as soon as possible. That's the safest way. Another interesting thing is we have storage discharge. So if you're not going to be flying for a while, you want to turn that on, and the battery will actually discharge to storage voltage. And that's pretty much everything. It's an awesome app that goes along with the Ready to Fly kit. It's what makes it interactive, what kind of gives it the leg up in a lot of ways as compared to other kits. It just feels a lot more professional, and I think younger kids will especially love this portion of it. But let's get into some flights so you can see how this thing flies. We're going to do an FPV race, get a little bit into the specs of the quad, and eventually at the end do a giveaway. So stay tuned. All right, we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to do a live voiceover while I'm flying it, just because I want to go over a couple of things about the quad as I'm flying it. And, this is more of a beginner quad, so it should be manageable. Sometimes I find it hard to fly and talk, but all right, we're going to start the engine, and we're going to take off, and we're up, and hopefully you can get a good sense of how loud the quad is with this method as well. So yeah, a very tame experience. Right now I have the collision control set to strong, and that's what I recommend for beginners because it allows you to bump very minorly into things. See if I can showcase it here. Like a little bump maybe. And it stayed up, but if we hit it a little bit harder, show that here, it's going to immediately stop. And this does have a turtle mode. You have to click the big purple button while you click the engine start. Oh, we did manage to get up. It's pretty slippery there. And then you do have a turtle mode, which is nice. So we're going to start the engines. Oh, this might be tough. Oh, we made it out. Okay. So we're back in the air. Yeah, a relatively easy flying experience on the default mode. And I have a couple of stats leveled up here. So the drone is going to be a little bit faster than what you might experience out of the box, and we actually have more to go, but hold on, I'll give you a sense of the speed that you can get on this thing. I think it's faster than their first kit, the Stargazer. Watch this. Ready? That's pretty darn fast, and that's full stick forward, and yeah, that moves, and this is a self-leveling quad, so we're gonna balance it. Get it balanced, right? And then I can do this. And then it will kind of hang out. And when I make these stick inputs, like I'll full stick to the right. Let me get up a little bit higher. I'll full stick to the right. Let it go. Oh, it'll carry some momentum, but it will level out. So we still have to make our adjustments. If we do a full stick forward and stop, we're going to keep that momentum. It's not going to break for us, but it will level us out. So it's not a bad way to learn. It's not too easy. There is a learning curve to doing that. But it gives you a little bit more of that FPV feel while keeping it under control. And, it's a pretty fun little thing. It moves decently quick. And I don't have all the stats unlocked. And this isn't even in the sport mode. I'll show you that in a second. I kind of like the camera on this quad, too. It looks pretty good. Lock in our orbits too. Nice. There's some fans over here blowing me around a bit, but that was a tough hit. Hold on, I might have to. I think we're off. Yeah, I'll showcase this later. This frame sometimes it pops off the side. You just have to snap it back in, but because it's angled like this, it's a good. I'm glad I got to showcase that. Hang on one sec. We'll be right back. Okay, we snapped it back in place. We're ready to go again. This thing can take a beating. That frame popping off is a little bit unfortunate, and in order to bind the quad, you kind of have to peel back the side of the frame. So I may have messed it up a bit, but other than that frame popping off, this thing has taken a lot of hits from me purposefully crashing it, and, beginners crashing it, just naturally. But let's showcase the sport mode here. So I have to click the R1 button. And it kind of rumbles a little bit. Whoa, it gets out of sorts. Now, I will say this mode is a little sensitive. But I guess if you practice with it, oh my God, you can get it flying pretty fast. It doesn't really feel like, I don't know what that would be. Horizon? I don't even know if that's Horizon mode. On Horizon mode on a regular quad, if you hold forward, I think it will still snap back to center. But this kind of just lets you keep it. Oh, I'll try to showcase it. Like we're gonna hit forward. It's gonna stay forward. That's more of like an acro behavior, but it will only let you go to a certain point. Like if I click left, it's gonna it's gonna stop at a certain point. But yeah, you can get moving fast with this thing. I'm not very comfortable with it, but I guess if you got used to it, it wouldn't be too bad. All right, let's get out of the. No, hold on. Let me do a little bit more fast passing on this mode. Yeah, man. For a little beginner drone, I popped it back into the normal mode. It can get after it. So you got to be careful with that mode if you're just starting. Luckily, you have to have 60 minutes of flight time before you're able to unlock that mode. But yeah, it can get out of sorts. But a nice flight experience, a nice fun quad, good flight times, very durable, interactive games, achievements keep you flying, keep you working towards something. I think great for younger kids and anyone who wants to start with FPV, maybe don't know if they're gonna make it a serious hobby, don't want to invest the many dollars it would take. This is absolutely a good choice, and I think best for the younger crowd. I think the younger crowd will love this. See if we can orbit my head. Oh no, I'm gonna get stuck in my hair. We're gonna do it. Whoa! we made it out. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that if you're just started flying, or don't do that. Period. You get stuck in hair and it's no good. I'm using the HDZ goggles as well because this is the way I can record the DVR. You can record DVR. You can record DVR with the headset that comes in the kit, but you have to buy the module separately. My battery's getting pretty low here at 3.3. The quad will land for us, and I want to test that. Yes, it is doing that right now. So it automatically lands, and we recover to 3.5, 3.6 even. Good preventative battery health setting, I guess. You can't disable that. So, your batteries will always be in decent shape once you land. So, not bad. They got a lot of bases covered. Fun flight. All right, so here we are. It's the main event. It's going to be a race, an FPV race. It's going to be me using the Hummingbird V3 versus my girlfriend Camille on the Sunray. Now, Camille hasn't really flown too much. She's in a couple of practice packs, so this could be at least a little bit competitive. But in order to make it even more one-sided, I'm going to be flying the whole course backwards. So it's going to be a 3-lap course. Whoever finishes the 3 laps is the winner. Let's see what happens. All right, just a quick overview of the race. We're going to go through that first gate, come around the coach, go up top to the second gate, swing around third gate, do a 180, come back under it, hit the start gate for 1 complete lap. We're going to do 3 laps. Let's check it out. All right, so are you ready? On the count of 3, 3 laps. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, I'm doing the whole race backwards. Whatever happens, happens. To the first gate. I don't know where I am. It sounds like you're ahead of me. Please let me hit it. Oh, I did it. I'm through. Turn around. Gonna catch up. Gonna make up some time. I'm through. Oh, where am I? I got a lock. Just gonna send it. We made it. Are you on the 3rd lap?
I think, yeah.
I'm catching up then. Oh, I just saw you. No.
I think I just did it.
No! Did you do it?
Yeah.
No! I was so close.
Lose it.
Oh my god. Well, that's it. The Sunray is the better FPV quad.
Oh, we're looking so good now. Oh. I'm so good at it.
All right, so you're at the desk. I don't have too much to go over. This is a ready-to-fly kit, so not much to be concerned with as far as the build goes. But one thing I wanted to bring up are the props here. These are Hisingy's own 45mm, I believe, bi-blade props, and we only get 4 of them in the box, which I thought would be a problem because, you know, this is a kit intended for beginners. Beginners crash a lot, so these props are going to get beat up, right? Not really. Not really. I crashed this thing accidentally and on purpose a good number of times, and I think mixed with the rigidity of this frame, this is ultra rigid plastic, and the fact that this quad can't go all too fast, you know, these props aren't really taking any direct hits. I don't have any bends or chips in them, but still, it might be important to note that, you know, if you lost one, if one popped off or something and it lost in the rug or wherever, you wouldn't be able to fly it. So you would probably want to order an extra set or two. Technically, any 45mm prop would do. Any 45mm 1mm shaft prop would do. So you don't have to buy the Hisingy ones. You know, maybe it flies a little bit differently if we introduce new props to it. But just my recommendation: have an extra set or two of props if you're going to be flying this thing. Another thing to note, the only thing that was a little bit concerning to me, and in order to bind this up, you have to pull back the plastic canopy. So I'm going to try to show you that now. I got to put the mic down. Hang on. So it really kind of bends right off, and the first time was a little bit more difficult. And Hisingy has tutorial videos showing you how to bind it. You only got to do it once and you're done, but it was a little bit concerning at first. I'm like, am I going to break this thing? But no, this frame is pretty durable. Once you pop it off, you press a button on there and a button on the remote, and you're good to go. You just kind of snap it right back into place. The motors are another thing I wanted to go over. They are plug into the FC. They kind of plug right in there. The connectors look like standard motor connectors. So, you know, if you had another motor, you could probably plug it in there. I would say for the sake of, you know, a ready-to-fly kit, I would probably stick to their motors. They're undescript. They look like 1003s, I think. I have a 1002 in my hand that looks a little bit thinner than these guys here, but you know, are you going to need to replace a motor? Maybe. You know, if you fly this a lot, you get some gunk or hair in there, debris. You know, maybe one motor starts spinning a little bit worse than the other. We're not going to open up the bell and clean it. So, if I hate to say it, if you did want to replace a motor, I would probably recommend you go with Hisingy's own motors, just because they're a bit unique. But I don't think you're really going to have to worry about that if you're getting this, you know, as a ready-to-fly kit, learning to fly around the house. But other than that, for what this is intended for, you know, beginner ready-to-fly kit, bashing around the house, chasing the dogs around, maybe it does its job. And it's a lot of fun to fly. You know, I fly FPV quads, so I'm a little bit spoiled. You know, this is a great introduction. It's safe. It manages itself for you. It's hard to get into any real trouble with this. You know, so it's a great kit, especially for the younger crowd. And that about wraps it up here for the Hisingy Sunray Ready-to-Fly kit. An awesome little intro to FPV kit. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed that high-level FPV racing as well. Who's this kit for? I think primarily it's for the younger audience. I think it does that very well. You know, Hisingy made this quad a really interactive experience, a user-friendly experience. The app is one of the better features of it. You know, you have achievements to work toward. You can upgrade your quad. It can do more as you learn more about FPV. I think for kids especially, this is the #1 FPV kit you can get. You know, when you think of more traditional ready-to-fly kits, they're a lot less user-friendly. The quads may be more capable, but I don't know if we necessarily want that for the younger audience. You don't have to be young to enjoy this kit, of course. You know, if you know that you're just going to be a casual FPV pilot, if you have a significant other, a friend, a family member who does do FPV and you want to dip your toes in the water, I mean, they might have one or two things for you anyway, but if you wanted to have your own thing, this could be also an awesome choice. It's just not for those people who are entering the hobby, who know they're going to want to continue it, you know, either on a professional or recreational level, fly larger drones or more capable freestyle quads, traditional whoops and stuff like that, because the kit, essentially when you outgrow the kit, and you have to replace everything on it. This is all proprietary stuff. It's a proprietary receiver, so you couldn't use the radio, the remote with any other quad. I guess you could use the goggles, but in all honesty, you wouldn't want to. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking of who this is for, if it is for you, I guess. And as promised earlier on in the video, we are going to be doing a giveaway of this entire kit. So the quad, the headset, the goggles, the remote, and the charging stand, which is over there somewhere. We're going to give it all away, and it could be to you if you win. And all you got to do to enter is you need to subscribe to Mo FPV, that's me. Leave a comment on the video, like the video, and go into the description of the video. There's going to be a link to a survey type questionnaire type thing. You're going to fill that out, answer the questions, and that's all you're going to do. We'll probably leave the giveaway up for maybe like a couple weeks, and then we're going to close it. This is important. On these giveaway type of videos, bots or other scam attempts are going to happen for sure, and they're going to comment on your comment with a profile picture that looks like me, and it's going to say, you win, text this random Cash App number, or do this random thing. Please do not respond to any of those comments. I'm not going to reach out to the winner via a comment. What I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, I forgot what I said. I think how I'm going to do it is I'm going to send a video to the person who wins of me, of my face being like, hey, you won. And I'm also going to post a screenshot to the community tab from my profile saying like, this person won. So please don't respond to any comment saying you've won. I'm not going to email you. Well, I am going to email you, but it's going to be an email of my face saying that you won. So wait for that. Nothing else. No other way. Don't respond to anything else, okay? I don't want to see anyone get scammed. But yeah, that's about everything I have. Thank you to Hisingy for sending me this kit. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad to share it or pass it on to another member of the community who could make some use out of it. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And this has been Mo. I'll catch you on the next one.